Coming up on MCTV this week, Greek Week is back with a hunger and an alum who helped bring the Titanic to Missouri. This week starts now. Hello and welcome to MCTV This Week. For Cameron Line, I'm Tori Philbin. On April 2nd, Monmouth College Greek Life hosted its annual Greek Week show in the Dahl Chapel. MC's Greek organizations prepare for battle during the 2014 Greek Week Hunger Games, which was this year's theme. Each organization represented a district, and 2 tributes from each district were selected to perform their talents in front of the audience. This included a blindfolded drum solo and a Grinchy monologue by Carly Fulio and Becca Wilson of Pi Beta Phi, a human glow-in-the-dark stick dance performed by sisters Jennifer and Jessica Simmons of Alpha Xi Delta, and a musical performance by Anders Nelson and Stephen Murphy of Phi Delta Theta. It was announced that the winner of the banner contest was Alpha Xi Delta, and students were able to donate money or canned goods to Kids Against Hunger. Greek Week co-director Lydia Butler was happy with the student involvement with this year's theme.
We just figured Hunger Games was really easy to do like a bunch of different activities with. We tried to do like Army last year and it kind of didn't work out as well as we thought it would. So this year we wanted to go with something that a lot of people could, get really into.
To learn more about Greek life, you can visit the activities link at monmouthcollege.edu.
Monmouth College took a crash course in how to keep a business afloat at this year's Whiteman Lecture. After working for CBS and the Walt Disney Company for 30 years, former Monmouth resident Mary Kellogg helped open Titanic, the world's largest museum attraction. Visitors of the exhibit walk through the replica of the ship, which includes the famous Grand Staircase. While Kellogg enjoys running the museum, she says that the success didn't come easy. She attributes her success to the crew, who make the attraction a place people want to visit.
Each of our crew members, don't identify that you're with the Titanic if you're not going to be an ambassador. You should be a great ambassador to this college. It is a great college. You should be proud of it and be an ambassador to spread the word about how great this college is.
Kellogg also suggests using Twitter and Facebook to brand your company.
Students, faculty, and members of the Monmouth community attended the 2014 Samuel M. Thompson Lecture on April 3rd. Bronwyn File takes us to the story.
Special guest lecturer Dr. Aziza Al-Hibri joined the Let's Talk About It Muslim Journey series with her talk on Hagar on My Mind, Philosophy, Democracy, and Muslim Women's Rights. Al-Hibri discussed her work in developing an Islamic jurisprudence and body of Islamic law that are gender equitable and promote human rights and democratic governance.
I'm already in a pretty advanced stage of finishing one book in which I use my knowledge of my culture, my time, 21st century, the world, in trying to revisit and understand what the Quran says and what does the example of the Prophet shows. This is not a new thing to do in Islam. Jurists always do it. Because you are supposed to.
Through her work, Al-Hibri was appointed by President Obama to serve as a commissioner on the U.S. Commission on International Religious Freedom. She is also the founder and president of the organization Kurama, Muslim Women Lawyers for Human Rights. For MCTV, I'm Bronwyn File.
The Muslim Journey series continues with the film Islamic Art on Thursday, April 24th at 7 p.m. in the Barnes Classroom.
On April 9th, an author came to campus who combines his academic interest with his love of athletics. David McGlynn read from and discussed his recent memoir, A Door in the Ocean. McGlynn, a former Division I swimmer and holder of the United States Master National Championship in the 500-meter freestyle, writes about the role his swimming career played in his life. A writer of both fiction and nonfiction, McGlynn teaches writing at Lawrence University, and his collection of short fiction, The End of the Straight and Narrow, won the 2008 Utah Book Award and was named an outstanding achievement by the Wisconsin Library Association. To find out more information about McGlynn, you can visit david-mcglynn.com.
Taking a look at some events on campus this week. Crimson Mask's production of Twelfth Night will run this Thursday through Sunday at the Wells Theater on campus. All shows start at 7:30 p.m., except for Sunday that starts at 2 p.m. And Thursday is this year's Spotlight Talent Show presented by Blue Key Honor Society. Come to the Dahl Chapel at 8 p.m. to experience MC's Most Talented. And join the English department 4 p.m. Friday in the Lounge of Mellinger as they host readings by poets Marcy Johnson and Tanya Runyon.
Coming up in sports, the Fighting Scots took on conference rival Cornell. We'll take a look next. What happened? The Scots took on Cornell. The Scots softball team took on Cornell on Sunday afternoon. On April 5th, the Scots softball team took on Cornell on a Sunday afternoon in a Midwest Conference clash. The Scots dug themselves in a hole early and were down 5-0 after the first inning, but solid defense and stellar pitching the rest of the way from Alyssa Edler allowed the Scots to come back, starting with this RBI single from Caitlin Winkler. The Scots continued to swing the bats well in the fourth as Charlotte Park homered to left to bring the Scots within 3. That was Park's second home run on the season, which bumped her slugging percentage to .428. Later in the fourth, with runners on first and second, Emily Watkins drove in another run off a single that squeaked through the shortstop's glove and brought the Scots within 2. The hit parade continued as Caitlin Lingle singled up the middle, scoring Kristen Osga. Caitlin Winkler drove one to center, but the center fielder threw a perfect strike, resulting in a play at the plate. But Watkins slides under the tag as his catcher drops the ball, and the Scots tie the game at 5 apiece. According to Watkins, that was the point in the game where the momentum shifted.
When he was sending me to go home, he was like, "You're gonna have to slide, you're gonna have to slide." And so I saw her get the ball, and my first thought was, shoot, I'm gonna be out. But nope, it just slid by, she dropped the ball, it was a great play, and as soon as that happened, the momentum completely changed, and I knew we were gonna win the game.
The Scots transferred that momentum into defense, forcing a 1-2-3 inning in the top of the 5th. In the bottom of the 5th, Summer Foster doubled, driving in a run and putting the Scots up 6-5. Right after that, Alyssa Dietz singled to center, driving in Foster and putting the Scots up 7-5. The Scots then continued their strong defense, forcing a ground out to end the game. When asked what it was like playing from behind, Emily Watkins said, "They have been in this situation before."
Lake Forest game was kind of the same way. We came out, we struggled pitching a little bit, and then they hit a home run, and at the Lake Forest game we kind of shut down and kind of beat ourselves, and so I was a little nervous that was going to happen again, but we came back.
The Scots are currently hosting the Lady Blues, and they will host Grinnell tomorrow. On April 6th, the Fighting Scots baseball team took on the Blue Boys of Illinois College in a second straight day. The Fighting Scots hosted IC for 2 doubleheaders in 2 days to open the Midwest Conference play. After splitting with the Blue Boys on day 1, they hope to take control of the series and position themselves early in the conference race. The Scots' bats were silent early, but Brandon Haroon helped the Scots escape a bases-loaded jam in the second. Haroon ended the third as well by stopping a screaming grounder up the middle. Freshman Austin Hardy battled on the mound, getting this strikeout looking. He went 6 innings for the Scots. Freshman designated hitter Nick Stevens tried to get a rally going in the 6th following a walk to Matt Glenn, but the Scots were unable to capitalize, dropping Game 1 12-1. After struggling to hit the ball well in the first game of the doubleheader, the Fighting Scots had a back-and-forth scoring battle with IC in Game 2. After this base hit, Ryan Crandall led off the scoring for the Scots. Coming on as a reliever, Luke Geischwitner gave up a 3-run home run just before the Fighting Scots' battling effort kicked in and gave him the win. He starts off his season with a 1-0 pitching record. During a big 5-run 6th inning, the Scots took a 10-8 lead. Ryan Sparks provided a great bat for the Scots once again as he went 3 for 5 and had 2 RBIs in the 6th inning. The Fighting Scots would hold on to win the final matchup of the weekend against IC with a 13-8 victory. Freshman Ryan Sparks finished off his weekend with 5 RBIs in all, 2 of them in the final game.
Just put hits together. We didn't see very many pitches the first game. Came back and dude was throwing decently hard, but I think we like that more than soft pitchers.
The Scots will host Robert Morris tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. That's it for sports. Here are your scores for this week. That's it for MCTV this week. I'm David Beidel.
And I'm Tori Philbin. Be sure to tune in next Wednesday for a new episode of MCTV.
And I'm Cameron Line. Remember, you can always find us online by going to monmouthcollege.edu/MCTV. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.